Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new Doctor Who video. It's New Year's Eve, so Happy New Year's for tomorrow. And I just wanted to take a little bit of time to look back on 2023, the 60th anniversary year of Doctor Who. Was it the anniversary year we were hoping for? So firstly, I just want to say a big thank you to all the people who've been watching my videos this year, liking them, subscribing them. We've hit 9,000 subscribers this year, which is fantastic and exciting. I know my uploading has been a bit here and there, but in 2024, I am ready to push through lots more videos, a new season of Doctor Who for the first time since 2021, and let's hit 10,000 in 2024. That is my goal. That's what I'm really excited to do. But now let's get on with the video. So yes, the 60th year of Doctor Who. It started in 1963, and here we are at the end of 2023, entering, I suppose, the 61st year of Doctor Who being in existence. It's really exciting, and it's been great to have an anniversary year. I think that it's probably been quite different to the 50th. I think that's the key thing, and I feel like the 60th year has been talked about for a few years. Obviously, you know, interviews with David Tennant in 2019, 2018, going, of him going, oh, are you going to be in the next in the specials? Are you going to turn up when there's inevitably a 60th anniversary special? And obviously he did. And we got those 3 specials in November of this year, sort of towards the end of the year. But as a whole, I'm not sure if it's been quite as, big an anniversary and celebratory year as maybe 2013 was. Now, I think fundamentally, the 60th anniversary is a lot less significant than the 50th anniversary. Like, that just naturally, just with the way anniversaries go, 60 feels like less of a big deal. And I feel like when many years' time we get to 70, I feel like even that's not as big a deal either. Maybe 75th anniversary will be more of a big deal. And I mean, we've got a long way to go to the 100th anniversary. I'll be almost retired then. So that's a way away. But it does feel like the 60th as just a concept of an anniversary was slightly less significant than the 50th. And I think, to an extent we saw that during this year. I think a lot of it was down to the change of creative team and the way that played out over time, that just meant that there was less, ongoing content and things happening through this year. Like, we look back to 2013, we obviously had a half season in season 7 of 7B of Doctor Who. I think that was 8 episodes, didn't we, in sort of March, April and May 2013. We then had Day of the Doctor in November. We had a Christmas special in Time of the Doctor. We also got Night of the Doctor as well, the minisode. And then there was lots of in-person fan events and things like that as well. Just and missing episode releases as well with Any of the World and The Web of Fear. So it felt like there was quite a lot going on in that year. Obviously, it's a long time ago. Nostalgia and all that, we don't fully remember what it was like 10 years ago because it was 10 years ago and we obviously remember it quite fondly. I mean, I wasn't as into fandom at that time. That was kind of when I had a bit of a dip in my interest in Doctor Who. So I feel like I don't have any good impression of what it was like apart from looking at what content we got in 2013. And in many ways, we've got a lot of content in 2023. Just most of it has happened in the last 2 or 3 months of the year. You sort of think back to the earlier months of 2023 through, I don't know, January, February, March, April, May. Yes, we got trailers for the new for the specials. We got episode titles, and in sort of wider and expanded media, there was lots of anniversary and celebratory releases on stuff like Big Finish and comics and stuff like that. There was a lot of stuff coming out through the year. We got collection releases. We got animations returning this year as well. So it feels like there has been a lot going on, but not necessarily in the kind of main show on television throughout the year. That's felt very reserved towards the end of the year. And as I say, I think a significant part of that is just the nature of the production team changing. That, the Chibnall era ended in October 2022, and right from the start, when Russell came in 2021 in September, I think he did an interview in October 2021 saying November 23 is when I start. That is when Doctor Who is kind of RTD2 era starts in November 23. And really, that's what we saw. Apart from trailers and things, nothing in terms of the main show that you see on television, nothing really happened until, ironically, the 1st of November 2023, which is, of course, when the Whoniverse was launched. And I think that was where, really we were like, oh my gosh, this is the anniversary. Like, we had Tales from the TARDIS, those 6 sort of special episodes or sort of start and end bits for classic Doctor Who episodes with all the companions and doctors from the past. That felt proper, like, this is celebrating the anniversary. This is brilliant. We get to see all these classic doctors and classic companions. That was a really exciting part of the year. Having all of classic Doctor Who on iPlayer, that was also, a really significant thing for UK fans. I know that doesn't make any difference to the rest of the world. I get it, but I'm from the UK, so I'm obviously going to be a bit UK-centric, and that was brilliant and exciting and great to get that. And all the wider content that was uploaded on there as well, with all of Doctor Who Confidential and Torchwood and Sarah Jane Adventures and Class and all those other stuff, documentaries. We had the 60th anniversary concert a couple of months ago. It was a shame that it wasn't, massively open to the public with only 350 tickets or so for it, I think. Whereas, in 2013 we had a Doctor Who proms for thousands and thousands of people. So that was a real shame that I wasn't able to therefore go to that. And I think the sort of in-person event side of thing, as I mentioned we mentioned on a video I did with David just before Christmas, that, the in-person event side of things was really, really lacking in 2023. Whereas in 2013, you had, the massive amounts of cinema screenings of Day of the Doctor. You had the Doctor Who sort of festival, or I can't remember what it was called, but the 50th anniversary kind of official Doctor Who convention that was massive and a big deal. And, people remember very, very fondly. And I obviously didn't go to that at the time. And I was so ready and waiting for something like that to happen in 2023 to be able to go along to. And unfortunately, there wasn't. And sort of Russell had made out, I think, he made a comment fairly early on saying that the focus of the anniversary wasn't going to be on in-person events. It was going to be on the content that was provided. And as I say, we got a huge amount of that alongside, all those extra stuff on iPlayer. We got 3 specials for Doctor Who with David Tennant and Catherine Tate. We've got a Christmas special. All of that going on. We had the Daleks in colour and things like that as well. There's been so much content, but I think a lack of in-person events has been a little bit of a shame. And I've talked about it on multiple videos before, but I think, the actual 60th anniversary specials are not the same as Day of the Doctor. They're not multi-Doctor stories. They're not sort of celebratory of the whole show in the same way as Day of the Doctor was. And I think as fans, we probably wanted it to be more that, at least beforehand, we wanted it to be more that than maybe it was in reality. And I think it's, adjusting your perception to and your expectations to what we actually got, which were 3 very, very good episodes of Doctor Who, but they weren't necessarily anniversary specials in the same way that we had in 2013. And maybe what we imagine anniversary specials to be because of the 5 Doctors or the 3 Doctors or anything like that. And I think that's okay. I think it's okay to feel a little bit underwhelmed by the whole year, which I think I'm not, maybe underwhelmed is the wrong word, but maybe I just sort of expected and anticipated slightly more from the show in 2023, that actually it was only these 3 episodes and Christmas and, those specials not being the most anniversary we've ever seen. I think that was maybe a slight letdown, but I feel like that's almost because 2023 is about launching a new era of Doctor Who, whereas 2013 almost felt like the culmination of New Who, especially New Who, up to that point. Day of the Doctor was very much that kind of rounding off the whole Time War storyline that had lasted for 8 years. And that kind of made sense for it to be that big climactic moment of that story. And that was, such a focus throughout the year in 2013. Whereas this year, it feels like we've had our sort of bridge with the specials. It was really cool to have those and introducing Ncuti at the end of it. And now it's time to relaunch the show, launch it anew with a new Doctor and a new companion for a new audience, to bring all those people back who decided the show wasn't for them in Jodie Whittaker era or the Peter Capaldi era or the Matt Smith era or anything, but this is your jumping on point. And so I think we kind of have to look at it from that lens slightly more, that yes, it's cool and it's important that we had the 60th and that we celebrated that, and all of that is great. But it feels like it's much more about looking to the future and all the exciting things to come, that we've got a whole new season with Ncuti coming in, spring next year, that we've got probably spin-offs to come pretty soon as well, that there's going to be just consistent and regular Doctor Who in the future, alongside all the extra media stuff that we already have and seems to only be growing stronger. So I feel like rather than looking back on this year and going, it was a disappointing year, maybe it wasn't as big an anniversary celebration as the 50th, but what we're set up for the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 years feels so exciting, I think. It does feel like the future of the show is in a better state than it's been for a very, very long time. Because as much as the show has never gone off the air since 2005, it's always felt a little bit sort of teetering on the edge, on the brink a little bit, in different eras of the show and things like that. But with the Disney Plus deal, with RTD at the helm and so many long-term plans, I think it's a very, very exciting time to be a Doctor Who fan right now. And so yes, guys, let me know down in the comments below what you've thought of the 60th anniversary year. What's been your highlight? Was it the 60th specials? Was it Christmas? Was it Daleks in colour? Was it, Tales from the TARDIS? Was it any other of the stuff that's been released throughout the year? I would love to hear your thoughts on it down in the comments below. But that is it for this video, guys. Thank you for joining me in 2023. I know it's been a mixed bag and a little bit inconsistent in terms of videos, but I assure you 2024 is going to be a whole lot better. So do stick with me for the ride. Have a great new year, and I will see you in 2024.